there.
Center cut.
Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa this. Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
All in all, Frank, doesn't look too bad.
Just maybe a little right of the flag.
Back-to-back birdies, we'll see. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Did the job right there. So, Frank, a par 4 to open, and we back it up with a relatively short par 3.
This green's surrounded by 6 bunkers. Green also shaped slightly towards the player's left, so just keep your eye on that depending on where the flag is.
That should be pretty good right there, on the safe side. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. And getting ready for the putt. Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it, like a who's who.
So par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 500.
Now a long dogleg right par 5. With a good tee shot, though, you can definitely reach this hole in 2.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. On the green in regulation. With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead. Frank, when you play Banff, you get some of these wow moments where you stand on the tee and you say, "Ooh, look at
this." Is one, yeah, this is one of them, Rich. Yeah, that the elevation change from tee to green is quite dramatic. Consequently, you're going to have to club down a little, at least 2 clubs shorter than what that yardage says on the card.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
It's that sneaky distance.
Well, that's a bit disappointing.
I guarantee you, though, she thought she had that one.
Just a couple of feet. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Frank, what's the key here at the 5th hole? It's par 4, 424 yards.
The first real stringent tee shot of the day. 3 bunkers. First one not really in play. That third one in the distance, unless you're someone like a Bubba Watson, you should be able to aim at that and not reach it.
Oh, look out, Frank. Where's this one headed?
This is definitely rough, Rich, off the tee.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Locked in on the read and the speed. man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So they'll tap in. Continuing to putt with confidence. Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 sixth hole, reasonably short at 373 yards, a lot of golfers arrive at a hole like this and they'll think, well, I'm just going to blast it away because it's such a short 4. You think these kinds of holes require a little more thinking?
They certainly do, Rich. If you can't drive it to the front edge of the green, there's no point really trying to hit it through that narrow neck. You can just sort of knock a 3-wood down there, or something that's going to give you a decent yardage where you can at least spin that second shot. If you can guarantee that ball's going to stop when it lands, it's going to be much easier than trying to fashion some sort of pitch and run.
Second shot, good look at the green. Respectable shot right there, 20 feet or so from the hole. For birdie. That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
Good par right there, Frank, and pretty good position on this leaderboard.
In that sort of top echelon of the game right now, it'll be interesting too. A birdie or two coming in, had the position.
Well, Frank, how about this hole? 602 yards of par 5, although I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. There's 602 yards these days for a long hitter.
What do you say? It's driving a 7-iron?
That's a mid-range par 5.
Well, yeah, 2 woods. The longer hitters will definitely get at home there, especially in good conditions. But bunker down the left, avoid that, carry that, and then we can think about the second shot.
Split the fairway with that. Just a gorgeous swing. Always like to watch the second shots, Frank, in high-level golf like this to a par 5, and here we are at the 7th.
You get rewarded with distance off the tee for a start. This is a huge green from front to back, rather narrow from side to side, but you're right. A nice towering second shot is certainly going to be well received into this green. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
And setting up here in the rough. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Getting set now over the putt. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water, Frank. Only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. Maybe just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. These putts keep the round together. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Lining this one up for par.
That's a good par there, Rich.
Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3 8th. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5. Interesting front 9 here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s, and 3 par 4s. This one, not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one, you have to be a little bit careful, though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front 9 with regard to par 5s.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. Now the third shot at the par 5. You can't leave an eagle putt short.
Now listen, anytime I left it short, I didn't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody you left it short. Given the situation, Rich, things so tight at the top. Very, very good birdie.
That was huge right there. Still with a great chance to come away with this title. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
It doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on. No mistake made there with the par.
So off the long par 3/10, we are at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4, Frank.
It looks like a straightaway par 4, Rich, but if anything, the hole actually bends to the left, and you really want to follow that natural contour of that. Just sort of draw it off those bunkers on the right, or just simply carry it over the ones on the left. But ideally, down the left side, it avoids that pine tree that's further down.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run, how it just blistered that tee shot.
Well, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. All right, on to the 12th hole, 442-yard par 4. What do you like about this hole, Frank?
Just a nice par 4 that sort of bends to the player's right. A lot of people will just stand up here, grab the driver. I don't really think you have to do that, Rich. The hole's not overly long. Just something short or down that left side. You're only going to have a short iron in for your second shot. Oh, that's fine.
Frank, this is a place where you can really sort of commune with nature. It's absolutely spectacular out here, isn't it?
I've forgotten how pretty it is. Canada, no disrespect, but, you know, elk, some of the wildlife. And the golf course is just beautiful, too, the view. I mean, it's very easy to get distracted.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par. Another good swing, another good approach shot.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Good chance here. Currently at 5 under par. Frank, that bogey really hurts. Par 3 13th, it's 225 yards. Frank, you happy walking out of here with a 3?
Yeah, take a 3, go to the next hole, unless it's match play.
That one came right off the center of the club face. Another good shot, about 10 feet away.
One more birdie, and now tied for the lead.
Back here at the par 4 14th, and we are ready to tee off. 442-yard hole, Frank.
It's called wampum. My Canadian's not that good, so I don't know what that means, but the way I decipher it, another little dogleg to the right with bunkers all over the place. The sort of, in the place where you'd like to hit the tee shot is exactly where that crop of, what is that, 5 bunkers down the left side. So you're going to have to somehow squeeze it just right of that. Very awkward tee shot.
This shot, 170 yards. Down, little Sheba. Down. On the green in regulation. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Doesn't want to let this one get away. She needs this for par. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. Now to the 15th tee, and Frank, this looks like a fun shot to hit.
It won't play its full yardage because of that elevated tee, but a good one out here. We might see one of those 350, 360 plus yard drives. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That one is just a little offline, and that will not end up in the fairway. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
How did that not go in? Well, just when you thought they might pick up one. Now, settle for a par.
Beautiful touch. Nice putt. Frank, the 16th hole, 414 yards, par 4, is nicknamed GOAT. Would that be greatest of all time, or is it just because the possibility you could see old Billy out there here in the Canadian Rockies?
I'd like to think it's the greatest of all time. I've never seen a GOAT hit a draw, that's why, and that's what's needed off this tee once again. The first bunkie should easily be able to carry that, and, well, if you're the greatest of all time, this is a fairway, you'll certainly hit.
Frank, looking at this approach now to the 16th, what does the player need to be aware of?
You've got to make sure you fly the ball every inch of the way here, Rich. The ball won't kick forward because of that false front. So making sure you at least club up, not club down.
good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up.
Really. This is an awkward length.
So the dominant performance continues.
Yeah, we're watching two tournaments right now, the one at the top and the rest.
Now to the 17th, 374 yards, and Frank, players might be licking their chops here.
They certainly would, Reg. Bunkers left and right, but they can be carried with an aggressive tee shot. It'll set up just a short iron into a green that pitches towards you. So maybe just a little bit underneath the flag with a second shot. And really a chance to have a fast finish.
And she's in the first cut. Not terrible, but may take a little work to recover. Frank out of the rough, best to swing a little bit easier or get after it with all you have.
Well, a little bit in between. Obviously, it's going to require a little bit of strength to make sure that club keeps going through, but it's still the planning of the shot. Once again, check short. Is there anything I have to carry? And even remember, there's always the option of just simply pitching the ball down the fairway and taking your medicine.
To save par. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, here we are at the final hole here at Banff Springs. 578-yard par 5, and Frank, a chance to finish the round with a flourish.
If you're one of the fortunate to hit this fairway, it's very reachable, but well protected by bunkers, left, right, central bunkers as well. You really have to be aware of two things, the wind direction and exactly how far you can carry that tee shot if you want to find this fairway. Second shot.
Well, it looks as though they're going to need to use all their strength to sort of hack it out of that rough, missing it off the tee here. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
This is a good-looking shot. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Good par. So all the scores have been posted for round number 2, and look who is on top of the leaderboard, Frank.
Yeah, with two very solid rounds of golf.